I'm a technician. I'm a teacher first and foremost. Now, I got 4 months of youth baseball coming, so I'm going to be exhausted from teaching here pretty soon. So I'll be okay. That void will get filled, but I've really enjoyed what I've been doing too.
At the end of a season like this, there's always uncertainty. Is that, having been a coach for as long as you were, does that inform how you deal and talk to the other coaches as they're kind of wondering what futures might look like?
Yeah, listen, I grew up, and I can use my history as a kid. I mean, I watched my dad be on one-year contracts for most of his career. Watched my dad get fired, get sent home, have to look for a job. So, and just saw how that affected our family. I lived it, so I'm very sensitive to it, and I understand it. And in this situation here, I think once this all happened in May, my first reaction was the room, the staff room, because usually what happens in these scenarios is things change quite a bit. Now, I'm hoping, that our coaches are recognized for the job that they've done here over the last 4 months, because I was just informed that I guess we're about to set a record for players used. I had no idea. They just asked me in the radio interview. But if we use that many players and we've traded everybody and done the whole deal, and our guys have played the way they have, I hope that reflects upon that coaching room in there. I really hope that it does, and they deserve it. So it is uncertain in a lot of ways, and it is what we sign up for when you become a coach. It's a very unstable profession. It just is what it is, but there's still a responsibility every single day to go out and do the job the right way. And by and large, without a doubt, our coaching staff here has done just that.
On that note, this team started off playing bad in terms of wins and losses, bad record. Since then, maybe June, things have turned around.
Yep.
Is it just a matter of getting players back, or is there more to it?
Have we gotten players back? I'm not so sure we have. I mean, they've been hurt. Adley's been out. Westbrook's been out a ton. T.O.'s been out a ton. We've had Gunner. We've had Jackson. Mounty's been out a ton. Calzer was still out a ton. I think we've just played better. There's a lot of stuff that our staff has done in that room, and I don't need to campaign for it. It's evident if you watch the game every single night. It'll show. There's a lot of stuff that we've done, and it shows in the game and it shows in the record. Yeah, I thought it got off to a really good start in a lot of ways, and then I felt like middle of the season, a little bit of a rough patch there. I think there was some getting used to going on right there. I think he was getting used to the major league schedule and pitching on normal rest, and we had to kind of push back and give him extra rest. He had to get used to teams being able to adjust to him, some of the best hitters in the world being able to adjust to him the way in which they had, and he had to learn how to adjust back, and I feel like we've seen that. I feel like you take away, maybe 4 weeks right there in the middle, and it's been a really good year for him, especially as a 35-year-old first year in the U.S. and having to face the best lineups in the American League East. I think he has to be proud of what he's done.
I know it's early, and you've mentioned how the core players, the young players, have to have better seasons next year. But what do you think this club needs to, besides that, what is it you think this club needs to have a contending season next year?
Well, I think it's the obvious right now. I think you need more frontline pitching, and I think you need to augment the bullpen. I think those two things are probably the highest priority, but I still believe and know that while that'll help immensely, it's these young core hitters that are really going to be the ones that turn this place around. Same way as the core hitters in Toronto turned around their season and took them from last to first this year. Springer, Varsho, Kirk, Bichette. Down years last year happens. Having a down year in your first few years isn't abnormal. I think it's actually a really normal thing. And in fact, they have a saying for it called a sophomore slump, right, in all sports. So it's a real thing. And I don't think it always happens your sophomore year, but first few years, and now it's time for those guys to figure it out a little bit.
How's Messiah been when handling the pitching staff?
I'll tell you what, you'd like to say as advertised, but he wasn't advertised this good. I mean, he's exceeded expectations here behind the plate for me. There was obviously a lot of concern bringing him up to catch him here in the big leagues and have to run a major league pitching staff. Watching what he's done here in a short period of time, either we got really, really good people here helping him, which I think is part of the reason why he's doing well, or it was downplayed a little bit, or he got a lot better here in the last month prior to coming up. So he has been really impressive behind the plate, other than the one game in Chicago where I think he just ran out of gas. I don't think he'd played that many games in a row in the minor leagues, and I know he hadn't because they have off days Monday, and they usually get an off day in the work, but he played 8 straight days at that point and had some balls get past him, was tired, but other than that, thrilled with the retention, thrilled with the aptitude, learning batter to batter, remembering batters, way better than advertised.